What is going on, my friends? Today, I want to talk about the three heights that you should be using in 2K26. Whether or not you believe that these builds or these heights can create what you think is the best build in 2K26, these have the most flexibility. These play the best in the game, in my opinion. And I'm going to back it up with very solid reasoning for each height. I'm going to start off with my 611 build. A lot of you guys that are subscribed to my channel, first off, thank you very much for being subscribed. I greatly appreciate you. But a lot of you guys that are subscribed to my channel or watch my channel or keep up with my channel, you guys play rec. More in particular, you play random rec. So the 611 height to me is the best build height for random rec. I'll show you my version of it. You know, I have a 90 layup, 87 dunk. That's probably what you see first, is all this blue over here. But that's really just because I'm left with so many attribute points. I started with a 79 midi and a 61 3. So 10 total cap breakers. That got me up to maxed out shooting. So now I have a 93 midi and a 90 3-point rating. 91 pass. I maxed out my speed with ball and ball handle. Do I get anything special with this ball handle? I'm not really too sure if I have a animation that is a 75 ball handle, but better safe than sorry down the road. When it comes to my defense, because I am bigger, you get better animations bump wise at, you know, taller heights. So I play very solid defense with this build, and I rebound really well. So a big reason why you would go with the 611 height is for your badges. So obviously for your tier 1 badges, you're going to get your typical set shot specialist. Since I'm bigger, rebound chaser, limitless. What else is there? Deadeye. What else is there? Unpluckable. That doesn't freaking matter. Deadeye, break starter, stuff like that. But when you look at the tier 2, and this is why you would go to a 611, posterizer, tier 2, shifty shooter, tier 2, handles for days, tier 2, challenger. This is the tallest height you can be while still getting the challenger badge, tier 2, and then lightning launch, tier 2. So when you look at your badge max plus 1s and plus 2s, there's the creativity that you can have with it is insane. For me, I'm doing set shot specialist legend. When I go in there, yes, I only have an ADD board, but you guys have seen with my latest post, and I'm going to post one here in the next couple days, rebound chaser hall of fame with the 80 level is not bad at all. Lightning launch on gold, limitless on gold, shifty hall of fame, handles for days. I mean, you look across the board here, these are all tier 1 badges. Posterizer, interceptor, when I get my takeover, those go up a little bit. So now when I get my max plus 1 and max plus 2s for shooting, you can tell already what I'm probably going to do. Max plus 1 my set shot to legend, and then plus 2 my shifty to legend as well. And it's just broken. I mean, after that, now I free up a whole max plus 1 and I free up a whole max plus 2. So, you know, the stuff that you can do with the 611 is crazy. You can probably argue that you have too many tier 2 badges, which I'll talk about that more with my next build. But definitely for rec, 611 to me is the best height. You can dictate tempo of the game, pace of the game. I'm able to dribble and create my own shot. If you guys want me to make a video talking about how I create my own shot, I'm more than happy to do so. But, you know, to me, the 611 height is the most fun that you can have on this game. And at the end of the day, when you're playing random rec, you know, you're not having a lot of fun. So being able to have a build that makes it a lot more fun for you makes a lot more sense. Let me talk about the next, in my opinion, the most fun height in the game, especially for guards. 6'9". So let's get right into this build right here. I made this build for Park. I'm going to be posting gameplay this week of this build where I got put at power forward. But 6'9" is very glitchy. What I did with my cap breakers, I did it so that I could get contact dunks. So I have a 90 driving dunk with a 75 vertical over here, as you can see. Wanted to do a little bit of everything. Like I said, I did make this for Park, so I got a little bit of rebound here. I got a little bit of defense, 92 perim. I have post lockdown. I have interceptor on silver, which I can mess around with. 74 block, which is not bad. I don't think I could have gotten up to 78. I actually can, which I don't know if oh no, I wanted to get up to 84. But anyways, you can see with my cap breakers, I went up 5 here. That way, next time I get my specialization done, I can go to a 94 midi. Don't get any badges there, but it doesn't hurt to have a little extra midi. I love shooting midis. So no problem there with that. My physicals are a little bit low considering I'm a guard, but when you see my badge elevators here in a second, it's not crazy. But let's go right into that actually. Max +1 and max +2. This is why a 6'9 would be glitchy. If you look at your tier 2, I mean tier 1, we already know what you're gonna get. Set shot, interceptor, deadeye, limitless, posterizer on a 6'9 is tier 1, shifty, and halos for days. You see how many of these badges that are tier 1 for a 6'9 are actually tier 2 for a 6'11, which is crazy to think about. But anyways, for a tier 2, this is where it's very glitchy defensively, right? On ball menace, tier 2. Lightning launch again, tier 2. Pick dodger, tier 2. Challenger, tier 2. This is why you would make a 6'9. Now you could go, you could have 85 perimeter and have Hall of Fame on ball menace, which is crazy. I have 92, so I use a +2 on my on ball menace to get that to legend. I really enjoy that. I'm having a lot of fun using that, especially in random rec where it's just kind of helter skelter. You want the best animations possible. On ball menace does that for you on defense. Same thing with pick dodger. I can get through any screen in rec. And that's just not even just in rec, that's in park. That's just the game mode that I play a lot. Lightning launch, tier 2. When I get this done right here, all right, max +1 probably set shot, max +2 probably shifty shooter. So now I have legend in both of those yet again, and now I can use it on maybe interceptor and have Hall of Fame interceptor. I could use it on glove and have gold glove. Rebound chaser, if I want to I was put at power forward in a game, maybe I could use gold rebound chaser. That could be a lot of fun. So the creativity that you have with 6'9s in particular, especially being a guard, is kind of insane. If you were a bigger build, I don't think you really gain a whole lot. Post lockdown is there, paint prodigy, the movable enforcer brick wall, I guess, is pretty good, especially if you're a 6'9 big for park. You can get really, really glitchy with the 6'9. But those are the two builds I think you make the most of your cap breakers and your tier 1 and tier 2. The best overall height for a guard build this year, probably going to be a 6'8. Let me go into my 6'8 that I've made over here. The glitchy way that you could do cap breakers on a 6'8, I believe, is your ball handle and speed with ball. I have 10 cap breakers. I think you need a little bit more for it to make sense. But 6'8 would be fun because I think it's the third most fun height that you can be in 2K this year because it's really hard to contest you. Very, very hard to contest. I have a 93 pass ac. Is that really what I put my stuff on? 93 pass ac, and I could have done my perimeter early. Interesting. Maybe I'm trying to get up to, I don't know what I'm trying to do. But I guess I went up to a 93 pass ac. You learned something new about your builds in the moment there. But nonetheless, 6'8 height. It's glitchy because you get really good animations at a tall height. So for a 6'8, you're getting your Devin Booker aggressive breakdown. You're getting your Devin Booker step back, which is it's an animation that a lot of guards are using that are like 6'4", 6'2". So pretty interesting there, but very hard to contest the 6'8. But you see my build. I have a 96 midi, a 93 for deep bomber. I went with a 92 perim. You don't have to do that, but you obviously can. With your steel, you only get +1s there. But I think 6'8 is good animation-wise. It's really hard to contest, and you kind of fly. So the big thing here with being a guard is your tier 2. I mean, look at how many legend badges I have. Off-ball pest, set shot, dimer. And this isn't even freeing this stuff up yet. So Deadeye, I'll have legend. Shifty, I'll have legend. Set shot, I'll have legend. I'm using Lightning Launch on Hall of Fame just because as a guard, I use this in Pro-Am from time to time when I play. It's nice to have a little bit extra speed. But it's a glitchy height. I mean, for guards especially, it's glitchy. You don't get the glitchiness of the tier 1s and tier 2s, but you're glitchy in a sense of you're really hard to defend. You're really hard to guard. Like, it's really hard to contest a taller build this year, even if you are a taller build. So those are the 3 most fun heights I think you can make in 2K. I really wanted to make this video just because, this game is interesting, especially when you play a lot of rec like I do. You got to have a build that's a lot of fun. I think 6'11, 6'9, and 6'8 are the best options to do so. So Let me know what you think about this kind of video. I've never made a video like this before, but I think it's important to talk about, what are the best heights. I labeled it most fun because I think the best heights or the best builds are the most fun to play on. 6'11", 6'9", and 6'8", to me, are those for 2K26. So let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Peace.